vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics.
Hey guys, Noob Zero back. Today we're reviewing Marvel vs. Capcom Collection Arcade Classics, the longest name ever. And of course we're going to use our same elements: presentation, graphics, sound, gameplay, and fun factor. So let's start with the presentation here.
Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics.
Alright, so presentation-wise, just the title screen itself is great. I love how it's Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics, the longest title ever. They have a problem doing that over at Capcom. It's the longest names ever. All they needed to do is Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. There you go. Arcade Classics was very unnecessary. Anyway, when you go into the game itself here, go into offline. You've got the Punisher arcade games, great. X-Men, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, one of my favorites. Marvel vs. Capcom, another one of my favorites. And Marvel vs. Capcom 2, of course, one of my all-time favorites as well. And this one's pretty fun. If you haven't played the Punisher arcade, it's pretty fun. Pretty gruesome. Now, my only gripe with this would be there's not really a versus mode. You have to go into the arcade and then just have player 2 press start. So it's very arcade style, which is okay, but I wish they kind of added a versus mode. Would make it a little bit easier on you instead of having to be stuck with the same characters. Maybe you're better at certain characters. I was playing with a friend the other night. I think I had Ken and Cyclops, and he could not get past my Ken and Cyclops. So in that case, I would rather be able to switch so I'm not Ken and Cyclops the whole time. And, you know, eventually we played a few more and then we were done. But it would make it more fun if there was versus. So hopefully, you know, in the future or so, maybe they'll add that. I don't know if that's even possible. But anyway, that's my only gripe with it. Presentation-wise, though, it's great. Now, I love the way that this is set up here. I like the way that it spins. Kind of gives me that hyper spin kind of feeling to it. Now, we're going to back up here. The other thing that I love about it is the museum. You go in here, and each one, okay, the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection one is just kind of just that whole splash screen you saw in the beginning. That's really it. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah. So, but each one of the games, when you go into it, they have a ton of artwork. Okay? You've got cabinet artwork, you got Japanese and American and just different regions. Comic book style on here, obviously. I mean, it just looks amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. So, getting this game for 40-50 bucks, to me, worth it. Worth it for all the content. I mean, I could just sit here and scroll. Let's see if we can go the opposite direction. Yeah, 64 for just this one. There's concept art. You even have some in here that are concept moves that never made it to the game. I'd have to find them, but it is pretty sweet to see it. Okay, if we go, let me just go to one of my favorite games here. Love this art. I remember having this poster. I'd like to get this poster again if it was possible. Maybe print this off myself and make my own poster. But I'm telling you, we'll go the other direction just to see. So this one's got what, 48 different. And you can see a little variation there. You see that? Because I'm pretty sure this one here, I don't remember the guy's name, but you see the guy who disappears and reappears there. He was in the, I believe it was the Sega Saturn version, as a secret character in the Japanese version. Actually, I think he might be in this one too. It's a Japanese version that he's in. Anyway, yeah, you can see the different, for example here, different moves that didn't make it in and some that did. They're just kind of altered. So it's pretty awesome seeing all this different stuff. So presentation, just from that, and the way that everything's set up, I love it. I love it. Now you go into your music here, and the same thing again. You can choose the game that you want. All right, so we'll go. Let's see. We can say shuffle all games if we want. Random shuffle all games, and it'll just play. So let's do that real quick. So if I wanted, you know, you could just have this as background. I mean, I don't know why I would want to do that, but it's a nice little feature. The fact that you can shuffle all of them and whatever, so. Anyway, let's go into fight rewards real quick. Now, these are alright. I mean, most of them are pull off an air combo, or beat the game. You know, that's pretty much what it is. And you know, it's not terrible. I wish there would have been like, you know, get a 35 hit combo with such and such character, you know, or something like that, or beat it in so many minutes, or you know what I mean. But you know, it's not a big deal. It's fine. I do like that it's in there. But anyway, let's look at some of the. Well, actually, let's look at all the intros for each of the games. Now, I myself, let's go into options real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So when you go into, see, let me find it. I believe, actually, it's going to be into individual games. So before you pick your game, you want to go to game settings. All right, and we will go down to. Am I looking at the wrong thing? I might be. Oops. Let me back up one more time. Right, so now for me, I don't have to worry about anything here. It might be in system. It might just be individually for each game when you get into it. So let me try it again here. Yeah, I think it's in the game. So we'll go into the game real quick. Yep, okay, so this is what I'm looking for. I was sorry that took a minute. When you look at your display and sound, okay, so I don't want any wallpaper, but you can put wallpaper if you want. So let me just change the size here. We'll go original. You can go wallpaper. You can put whatever you want. Let me back up so you can kind of see it here. See how it's got the comic book style. Now, me personally, I don't want that. You can put different filters on if you want. Let me go wide, display filter. You can put like filters, like CRT filters and stuff. And now, personally, this doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad, but you know, for me, I kind of just, I really don't use them a whole lot. Sometimes I do on certain games, but for me, I prefer to keep mine no filter. And if you look at it now, to you it might be a little pixelated or whatever, but to me it looks crisp. It looks so crisp. So anyway, I'm going to back out of this. We're going to look at some of the intros without my interruptions. And then I'll rate the presentation all around. Anyway, let's get into that, guys.
Optic blast.
X-Men versus Street Fighter!
Are you ready, true believers? Capcom and Marvel have joined forces once again to bring you it's Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter! Survive uncanny adventure! Don't miss out on the enjoyment of a lifetime! Behold, amazing fantasy! Don't miss the most amazing tag team fighting game ever! Are you ready for a new challenger? Now, experience Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter!
Marvel vs. Capcom! Marvel vs. Capcom!
Capcom presents
Ready?
Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes.
All right, so you saw the intros, the menus, some of the things that you can do to set up the game. And now for me, that is a 5, okay? Even with the exception, because it's more gameplay in this area, with the exception without the verses there, which again, yeah, it's more gameplay. Straight up a 5. Presentation, I love the graphics of the first splash screen you get before you get in to even select your game. I love the whole setup of how you select your game. The games themselves look great. The fact that you can tweak them the way you want to. Put it in widescreen and nothing's cut off on the edges at all. Like I love the whole setup. It's great. Arcade perfect. It was awesome. Anyway, guys, let's get into graphics. And while we're there, we'll get into sound.
Round 1. Fight! Optic blast! Optic blast! Gene splice! Optic blast! You lose. Round 2. Fight! Optic blast! Optic blast! Optic blast! Optic blast! You win! Optic blast. Optic blast. Optic blast.
You win.
You've seen that there. Crisp graphics. And the sound. No glitching in any of the sound. We don't have anything off and weird in comparison to how it sounds to the arcade. It sounds great. It looks great. I love it. And the example I use in X-Men Children of the Atom, just being the first game, and how great that game looked. That was the first game I played. I think that was before a Street Fighter Alpha came out. It was a game changer. It was great looking then. Looks good now. Now, some of you that may come across this video probably never played it. And I know a lot of you have played it, or at least seen it. But I'm telling you, it's the starting point. And for that to look as good as it does on here too, and the fact that you can tweak it if you want. You can put filters on it if you want to. You can make it look like it did in the arcade. You can keep it 4:3 or whatever it comes in first. You don't have to go widescreen like I do. But I think it looked great. And sound-wise, just awesome. It just sounded awesome. Nothing was out of place there. So, gameplay-wise, let's get into gameplay. Now, I'm going to show you some gameplay from Marvel vs. Capcom. All right? I'm just going to let it play, and then we'll talk about it after. Now, the way that I'm going to do this, normally I would just do in-game gameplay, but this time I'm going to do online gameplay. Okay? Now, let me explain this to you first before we get into it. Now, usually in the past, because I play a lot of fighting games, I'm used to getting online and the online play being absolutely ass water. There's always something wrong. Either your connection's really good, theirs is really bad. So when you get into the game, you're trying to pull off moves, you're trying to do whatever you want to do, nothing works, and you get your ass handed to you looking like a dumbass because your connection's shitty or whatever is going on there. There's always something. So I'm always reluctant to play online because every time I play online, I run into something. Either somebody's cheating or it's just something. And most times it's just there's a crappy internet connection. Their ping and my ping don't match. So I'm always playing something to where I just don't have a good experience. And if I do win, they end up pulling, whatever it is, you know. But I want you to check out this one here. Now, I was prepared for that. I thought when I was getting into this game, that was what I was in for. So I picked my best team thinking, okay, I'm going to have to fight for my life here because I don't think the controls are going to respond. And I'll be lucky if I can pull anything off. And so I picked one of my teams that I usually pick, which is, of course, Blackheart, Cable, and Iron Man. But anyway, watch this, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. I was wrong. It was butter smooth. Okay? Butter smooth. Everything I wanted to pull off, I pulled off. And I felt bad. You could tell that I felt bad towards the end of the match, and I kind of switched around and messed around a little bit and slowed down because I realized I was going way too hard in a casual match. And I thought I was really prepared for a crappy game, but it wasn't crappy. And so anyway, look at this gameplay. That way you can see for yourself.
Select your heroes. Select your assist type.
That's what I expected.
Select your assist
What
type.
I expected.
Select your assist type.
Decision.
Select your assist type.
Get ready to kick butt. Engage. Viper beam.
Repulsor blast. Superior attack. Repulsor blast. Superior attack.
Leave it to me.
Viper. Viper. It is your turn.
Leave it to me.
Proton. Your job. I'm ready.
Oh man, I almost had a heart attack there.
All right. So you can see there, and like I said, whoever was playing there, I can't remember their tag. I don't even know. They had to be extremely casual, and you know, I'm sorry because I didn't even realize that it was going to play that well. And I'm telling you, that right there alone gives I have to give it a 5. Gameplay alone, I have to give it a 5. Now, of course, the arcade gameplay is great. It's great. But the fact that the online play was so smooth, I'm definitely going to be playing this one online. I'm definitely going to be playing it online just because it was that smooth. So if you guys are thinking, oh, I don't know about the online play, and you guys want to play casually or ranked or whatever you like doing. Now, me, I'll probably play mainly casually. I'm not really a huge competition guy anymore. Those years are kind of past me. I might jump in there a little bit. Maybe I'll run into Justin Wong, get wazzled. Because I think he's pretty awesome. He reminds me of myself in my younger days. But anyway, it'd be cool just to play him. Anyway, that aside, the gameplay and with it, the fun factor, 5. I had so much fun playing this game. So much fun playing this game. And I'm not kidding. When I first got the game, I played through each game and beat each one just to test them all out. Now, if I was to sit here and do that, that would be hours of footage. Okay. But I just wanted to get on here and give us a quick review so you guys know I'm going to give it a perfect 25. Even though there isn't really a versus mode in the traditional sense of home versions, and I do wish that they had more versions of each game, like maybe they had the Saturn version of Street Fighter versus X-Men versus Street Fighter, and the PlayStation version, and Marvel vs. Capcom on Saturn and on the PlayStation, or or just the EX versions or whatever that would be. That would have been nice to kind of include there as little bonuses. But I'm not going to take away from it because I know what this is. This is an arcade collection, and it coming to us like it did is perfect. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 looks great. All of them look great. Okay, so if you're thinking about getting the game, I'm definitely telling you right now, get the game. And these people didn't pay me to do this, but I am definitely happy with my buy. And I think you guys will too. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Again, like I said, perfect 25 for this one. I was very satisfied with it. I like it even more than I did when I got the SVC Chaos, which is an okay game too. But this one just tops it, man. It just tops it. So, guys, anyway, that's all I got for you. Until next time, guys, I'll see you. I'm Noob Zero, and I am out.